Well, let me start by saying I'm Lindsay Mafuan, and I'm a graduate student here. I'm Nigerian American. So, we get questions like that all the time because people will ask me, do African Americans, hate Africans, and do Africans hate African Americans and stuff like that. And me personally, I don't think that is so. I think it's a lot of misconceptions on both ends about the variety of cultures and just what's shown in the media, what you read on, in newspapers and other forms of media about just the cultures and stuff like that. And just, there's a big gap in between. And I feel like some part of it is just miseducation too. I personally feel like, it's, like I said, just stuff that you come across and just, people may feel like one group don't like the other because one group is better, you get people that say, well, due to slave trade, they don't want to claim, the fact that they were from Africa and stuff like that. So you get people that get upset and angry. And I feel like it's just a lot of miseducation and just, ignorance on both ends. Because me personally, I don't feel like that's a gap. But then again, you do find, groups that are divided because of such things. So I don't know. I think it's something that, needs to be addressed and, talked about and stuff. So.
Definitely an interesting question. Thank you for that.
I think it has a lot to do with who you take the opportunity to get to know as well. Because on the outside, like if you're dark skinned, you'll assume that you're African American, and if I don't stop and ask you about where you come from, your culture, any of your background, I wouldn't know that you're a traditional African student or you came over from Africa. The same way that if I looked at someone with fairer skin, I would assume that they're Caucasian. They could be German, or they could have a long history that I know absolutely nothing about. But if I don't take the time to sit down and talk to them, I assume that I would only guess, off of skin color, being that that's what you know. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. Who you sit down and get to know, you may only get to know the people who you hang around on a regular basis, and those might not be African students. So you would think that there would be a disconnect between you and African students, when the only disconnect is you not connecting with them.
Thank you. Okay, so does anybody else have anything to say on the division between Africans and African Americans specifically? Okay, well, there's another question, and it says, why do African parents teach their kids that they are better than African American children? Okay, so the person who has the question, do you want to elaborate?
I knew that question was going to cause some controversy, but I've heard that plenty of times. My grandparents are from Senegal, and like some of the kids that I've met here from other African countries, some of my friends from Nigeria, their parents told them if they bring back someone back to the house, to make sure that the man is African. And that's what I was asking. I've heard that plenty of times, that my friend Mimi's from South Africa. She was told that she's better than African American kids. So if you want to tag me, I just heard that question. I was asking it. So I hear it a lot.
Okay. All right. So anybody go at it?
Okay. First of all, this is the first time I'm ever gonna hear that, and I'm very surprised. And actually, no one is gonna attack you if we ask any questions you want to ask. In my opinion, if that actually does happen, to me, that is ignorance on whoever said that. I was in Nigeria. Trust me, when you turn on the TV, all you see is you're seeing 50 Cent, you're seeing Jay-Z, and this is what everybody wants to be like. Girls want to be like Beyonce, they want to dress like Beyonce, guys want to rap like Jay-Z and stuff like that. So I'm very, very surprised to hear that question, and it's just...
That's the first time you heard that?
That is the first time I'm ever going to hear that. I'm very surprised. So yeah, like I said, that is probably an ignorance on whoever said that, like wherever you got that from, that is a total ignorance on their part. I have never heard that question, and I'm very surprised to hear that question.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Zozo, I'm Julian, I'm from South Africa. And just to answer your question, is your friend from South Africa?
So, yeah, she is.
She was on that?
Yes, and my friend from Sudan, Abraham Hobbs.
Alright. Alright.
They made a react told me the same thing.
Okay, no, what I think that is though, because within South African culture, we have like tribes, where there's Xhosa tribe, a Zulu tribe, a Sotho tribe, and then all the other sub-tribes from those main, let's say, 3 tribes. And if you're a Xhosa woman, and you're from our tribe, your parents will tell you, yes, we want you to have a Xhosa husband. If you're a Zulu woman, their parents will tell them, have a Zulu husband. But nowadays, everybody's mixing with everybody, so it's not really that predominant, but they're ideal, because people, like in every culture, have their traditions, and they want to follow those traditions. So if you're a Xhosa woman, you have a Xhosa husband, you guys are going to have Xhosa kids, thus increasing your numbers as Xhosa people. So maybe that's what she was trying to say when she said that, from my experience.
Alright, thank you for that. And somebody, okay. I'll go for you first and then I'll get you in the back.
Have your parents ever told you that?
Yes. Have your parents ever told you that?
Well, I guess, even though moderates, put me on the spot. Even though moderators don't usually give their opinion, I guess I can give mine. Well, one of my parents have told me that, they prefer me to bring home a man of African descent. But of course, you know, at the same time, coming to another country, it's kind of hard to find somebody who has the same values and the same culture as you. And I think that's, like he said, that's the main reason why they say that. It's more so just kind of to retain the culture. But on the other side, one of my other parents, doesn't feel that way. They feel that you're in love with whoever you love, and they don't really see color. They do see religion, but I mean, mainly, they just see the person for whoever they are. So.
Well, I mean, besides the relationship thing, as far as just being better as a whole, I think that's just like a parent thing. If I have a child, I'm gonna tell my child, you know, you go be better than everybody. You go be on top. You go ahead. I don't know if it's necessarily like you're African, you're better than African American, you know, other children. No, I don't think it's like that. I think it's more or less you go be good, you be the best at this, and you go ahead and you strive.
Alright. Somebody has their hand up in the back, so I'll get right to you. So.
I was just gonna say, yeah, back to that question about like, I think just interracial marriage and couples and just why, you know, that's not so. I was gonna say too, it just varies by culture, by country, by tribe, by so many different things. Like I would say on behalf of myself that, you know, I have a lot of family members or just, you know, aunts and uncles that say, well, we want you to, you know, keep the marriage within the culture, within the tribes and stuff like that. And then you have others that say, you know what, you know, that's old school. Pretty much that's the traditional way, but we're more westernized now. We're more, you know, there's more freedom, so we want you to be with whoever you want to be with and stuff. And I can say that on behalf of like my family, my parents are not the way that my other relatives are, that are very strict and want you to be with somebody. They just want you to be happy. And I do see it how some of my fellow cousins and just people my age that get it really hard because they have their parents that say, well, you shouldn't be with so-and-so for whatever reasons. He doesn't come from a good family. She doesn't come from a good family. Their parents don't make this amount of money. Their parents, you know, are dead, whatever. You know, you just find people that would want you to just be with who they choose. And then you end up people not being happy. So I think it just varies. And, you know, that's not the status quo. So whoever, you know, said that, that's within their own, you know, areas, but that's not the overall African.